Thank you for joining the Syndicate Network and your host, Skywalker the Jedi. Skywalker the Jedi.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It is your boy, Skywalker the Jedi, back at y'all with another one. Y'all could be anywhere else in the world right now, but you're here with me rocking out, and I appreciate that. Much love. I want to say shout out to all the members in the chat. This is a members-only chat. You dig? Members got to eat too around here. You know what I mean? I want to say thank y'all for rocking out, man. We really appreciate you guys' support. And so at any opportunity where it kind of makes sense to, we're going to make these members chats, you know what I mean? And for this conversation, I decided I wanted to have a cool little evening. I ain't trying to deal with what comes, y'all know every time we start having these kind of conversations, y'all know who starts showing up. And I'm like, bro, I'm about to talk to the members tonight, bro. My back still hurt. Like, I ain't about to be going through all that tonight. You dig? Nah. Shouts out to the members. You dig? And we about to rock out and have a great stream and have a great conversation. We got the homie, the good Austin in the building. What's going on, bro? Yeah. Man down. All right. Where you from? He said, well, who you know, where you from? Hey, bro, don't do that, bro. Don't do that. We got the homie Michael in the building. What's going on, Mike? We got Jmar 412. DC Talk is in the house. We got Arthur in the building. What's going on, Arthur? We got Bat Dan's Thoughts in the house. What's going on, Bat Dan? We got D Broderick, new member in the house. What's going on, D Broderick? Shouts out to you, bro. We thank you for all the support, man. Let me go ahead and drop for you.
Good evening. We, the unwilling, led by the unknowing, are doing the impossible for the ungrateful. We have done so much for so long with so little. We are now qualified to do anything with nothing.
Yeah, crazy. What's going on, Nessa Noel? Oh yeah, nah. Don't even trip though, Arthur. I'm gonna get to that season 3 news tomorrow. You know what I mean? Us over here, bro. We celebrate all news and we break it down and give it its own stream, right? For sure. Y'all should have known that I would go let that slide. We got Nessa Noel in house. What's going on, Nessa? He said weird out. So many people are. You know why, bro? He said, "Sky, can we get a shout out to one of our Snyderverse actors' birthday? What? Whose birthday is it? Is it Ezra? If it is, happy birthday, Ezra. You know what I mean? Let me not jump the gun. Is it Ezra? He said, "Hey man, who is that in the comments of your lives always debating about Steppenwolf? There's a few things on earth no one should argue with me about. CSJL is definitely bruh. Look, these people are so deluded. They on here talking about, hey man, Steppenwolf didn't fail, like he actually succeeded. And we're like, bro, what? Dude, the line in the movie goes, I told you Steppenwolf would fail. Yes, you did. Like it is like he didn't say no, he did not fail. He triumphed where all else failed. Come on, man. Anyway, yeah. Shout out to shout out to the Flash, bro. Happy birthday. You dig? What's going on? Crown loads. All right, let's go ahead and get through this little open rigmarole so we can get started with the show. Y'all already know about the road to 5K. Like, share, subscribe, and notification bell. All that good stuff, man. Y'all already know who we are. It is not to be debated. It's over with, dog. Anyway, y'all already know about the hashtags and what we do, trying to get Zack Snyder's conclusion over to Netflix of that DC arc, ZSJL, and more. You know what I mean? ROEs, be positive, don't mix the hashtags, and don't tag anybody over at WBD. ZSJL to Netflix on YouTube and X. Y'all already know. And if you want to sponsor, stream like the homie, when you guys give super chats, super thanks, gifted memberships, super stickers, anything of that sort, it is tallied up, and whoever donates is the most will have their name scrolling across the bottom of the platform. You know what I mean? Wait, who's the sponsor of today's stream? Yeah, Rebel Moon Theory. You dig? Shout out to the Curly Ray. You know what I mean? Nah, I mean these people over here. He literally said, I told you Steppenwolf would fail. And he said, yes, you did. And then went into, why it didn't matter that he failed, but he failed nonetheless. They were like, oh, he succeeded. Bro, his head. Oh, my goodness, bro. These are the people we're arguing with. His head got separated from his body as it was vanquished back to through the boom tube. And we arguing about whether this dude was successful. Bruh, y'all taking this Joker Killmonger thing way too far, bruh. Y'all taking it way too far. Y'all taking this Killmonger, the victor. I mean, the the villain was the good guy, right? He didn't, he was, bruh. it's gone too far. When we're saying Steppenwolf, bruh, he was hurling horses at Amazons before slashing them. Bruh, come on. Wild. But anyway, he said, he said trying to find a W after the motherfucker got his head lopped off and the side gave him the "you failed" dog evaluation. Is crazy. He literally said, bro, I told you he was gonna fail. He literally told him that. Anyway, I don't know, man. That is a silly argument. He said the same people that sympathize with the drunk trucker and Man of Steel. These shows are unserious. Right? Hey, much love, Mama Bear. And thank you for being here and rocking out. You dig? Crazy. But anyway, like I was saying, yo, I ain't about to be on here too long. I ain't got too much to cook on. Y'all just should have known that there wasn't no way I was gonna let this slide. You know what I mean? Look, I don't know where this whole thing, like where it really became clear that this guy, James Gunn, was the wrong choice for, co-head of DC Studios. Right? Like, I'm not sure the exact moment where like the public at large kind of figured this out, but we've known the whole time, yo. Right? That a guy with his past and a guy with these kind of tendencies, they just tend to, spill out, for lack of a better term. Right? This guy, I mean, he can't help it. If you look at Creature Commandos and all of the stuff that's in that, I mean, look at the Suicide Squad, right? It feels like angels splooging all over us, right? All these types of things, the Weasel character, which they tried to retcon it later, but I don't care because it's like, yo, you can't let that rock for years and then retcon it in a cartoon that even though your movie bombed at the box office, it still had a higher viewership out of that in Creature Commandos. So the vast amount of people that is familiar with your work are familiar with this the Suicide Squad movie, right? Especially at that time. And then when Creature Commandos come out, I mean, obviously it's like a much less known IP and everything. So, it just was naturally going to have a lower viewership, right? So you have this whole Weasel angle that is going in the mainline movies. You try to retcon it in this little cartoon spinoff, but I mean, it's too little too late for me in that aspect, right? It's necrophilia in there, all these different things, right? And people just keep writing this stuff off, right? I mean, we did a whole breakdown of the toy collector and what's in there, right? So I mean, there's just all this stuff that's been in this guy's career and in all of his projects since he's been, in Hollywood pretty much, right? So with that said, I'm not surprised that, Superman comes out and it's, talk about grooming in there and, hey, go create a harem, right? You got, Jimmy Olsen sexting Lex Luthor's girlfriend, right? Like, I mean, it's just all these things going on, right? You know, and people, you know, I mean, and look, that we ain't even got to the Peacemaker show because I don't even really rock with the show like that. So, excuse me, and that's why it don't even really, you know, come to my head when I'm talking about these things. But, you know, season 2 has a full-blown orgy in there. Apparently, I'm seeing crotch prints on superheroes. Right? And this is the follow-up to the Superman movie, which was family-friendly kiddie bait, quote unquote. Right? There's all these things happening. So it is no surprise, right, as to why we're here. Because yeah, there was a dance in Fortnite apparently for like a couple days, right? What's going on, S. Warrior, right? And Josh Herrera. And shout out to the dog, you know what I mean? But yeah, so apparently there was a emote on Fortnite, right? Which is something that's mainly, you know, pushed. I mean, its main audience is kids, right? You know, so now we're at a point where we're having to get emotes disabled, right? Because no, I didn't forget it, bro. Yeah. We are having to get emotes disabled after a reveal in the show, right? My question is, you know, is it anybody that will be surprised when this guy gets fired? I mean, I've been talking about this, right? I mean, we have a whole other discussion tomorrow where we're going to get into season 3 getting canceled of this show, right? I mean, I've been saying these things and everybody acts like I'm tripping. They be like, nah, Sky, you wildin', right? You wildin'. You know, it's just you, bro. It's just you, and you got this vendetta. It's like, bro, did I have to, bro? Look? One thing that you guys will never see is me on there campaigning about getting something taken off of Fortnite. I didn't even know this was on there. I ain't played Fortnite in over a month. 100%. Heard it was a new Daft Punk thing, so I'm probably gonna have to jump on there and check that out. Can't even front. Right? But all that aside, I wasn't about to go for no Peacemaker emote. Absolutely not. So that is my question. When this guy gets fired, is there anybody that's going to be surprised? Right? Crazy. Now we can get to the super chat. You know what I mean? And hey, we got Don't Be Bad Dan with $5 saying Steppenwolf is not the good guy. Who do these people think he is? Anakin Skywalker? Maybe if Obi-Wan was involved, I would agree. Hashtag justice for fives. Nah, bro. Nah. Ain't doing the Anakin thing, dog. You know what I mean? But appreciate the support, Bad Dan. Here you go, Brody.
What are they doing here?
They're selling, Mortimer.
Well, that's ridiculous. Unless that crop report...
God help us!
I told you we shouldn't have committed everything, you asshole!
I've got to get Wilson and tell him to sell!
Listen, where you going?
You idiot! Get back in there at once and sell! Sell!
But
Right? He said, putting the Nazi dance aside, why is a show like Peacemaker being marketed to children anyway? I would also ask that same question. Why would a movie in Superman that is being marketed to children also be marketed on Love Island? Right? I mean, there's been all this weird stuff going on, yo. He said, not us. Right? He said, question is, will comic book movie social media try to campaign for Gunn to come? Bro, it's not real people, bro. It's not gonna last. I promise you it's not gonna last. And he's gonna go back to Marvel and he'll be fine. Because he can go do a Star-Lord movie over there, right? Because he was already gonna have to be a producer on that anyway. And then anything that involves the Guardians, he's gonna have to be kind of involved. So at least that iteration of him, if I'm not mistaken. So hey, it is what it is. He can go on back to Marvel where he is best fit, right, to make whatever movies that he gonna make, and if they can make $700 to $800 million, you know what I mean? He said, I never played Fortnite. He said, 9. He said, that's no in German, but Gunn already. Come on, bro. Oh. Mama Bear said, I want to know who okayed this on WB side and on Fortnite. Well, look, in their defense, right, I saw another game with a similar emote that, look, I mean, it was like kind of different, right? But it still was doing like the same thing. But I also think that the reveal definitely let the public on to what was happening, right? He said it's part of their plan. It goes deeper than people think. Yeah, yo, right? Crazy. Mama Bear said, I've actually had people say to me after Peacemaker came out, Superman wasn't marketed to kids. Yo, that's literally what the man said. That's literally what he said. But anyway, let's go ahead and read this article, right? From Paul Tassi, actually, senior contributor over at Forbes, right? Saying, well, that's not a headline I thought I'd ever be writing. You know what? I'm glad that people are having to say, well, I didn't ever expect to have to be commenting on this, but here we are. Right? He says, as of today, Fortnite has disabled its Peaceful Hips emote, which was part of its collaboration with DC's Peacemaker, whose second season is airing right now. Peacemaker is known for its silly dance intros, and this emote is the first few seconds of this season. But there's a theory that this specific dance that this specific dance move may be a subtle nod to Nazism and or a swastika. Oh man, I could tell that he don't want to write this article, but he's like, yo, hey, I gotta do it. He's like, I'll stop you right there, as it's not quite as crazy as it sounds. So he's letting you know, even if you think I'm capping, I'm about to explain to you why I'm not. Right? Even if you think I'm capping, I'm about to explain to you why I'm not. In episode 6 of Peacemaker this week, spoilers follow. Hold on, let me move that up, right? because I don't wanna give it away. You know what I'm saying? In episode 6 of Peacemaker this week, spoilers follow. It was revealed that an idyllic alternate dimension Peacemaker stumbled into was actually a white-only version of America that lost World War II to the Nazis, culminating in the revelation of the stars of the American flag replaced by a swastika. And there it is, right? There's the reveal. He said, Pete, yeah, peaceful hip, but uses no hips, right? Crazy, right? Past that, there have been at least a dozen or more hints that were woven into that dimension that clue players in that this was a Nazi-based world well before this. An all-white background cast. No American flag shown until the end. A DC city name with an unusual German pronunciation. After the fact, however, fans began to theorize that the dance that seen as Peacemaker did at the start was also a clue. So they saying, yo, right from the jump, in the first few seconds of the season 2 intro, we letting you know what it's about. Right? We letting you know what it's about early. Right? And this is from Forbes. I'm not making this up. They want to act like, I just be making this stuff up, yo. I didn't write this. I'm not Paul Tassi. Mama Bear said, this season is set in a bastardization of Earth X. They call it Earth 6. Interesting. Peacemaker's hips do lie. Crazy. Gunn thinks he's being clever. Right? He's in, he stays strong. Crazy. Right? Man, bro, this is wild, bro. This is a follow-up to Superman, where we was just talking about harems and grooming. Now we got a swastika. Oh my God, bro. Oh my goodness. Let's keep going. Right. In this specific dance move, right, the motions of his arms actually form an H. 2 H's would also be a problem. So it's not actually a swastika shape if you overlay them. However, fans have noticed that this move is something. Believe it or not, Donald Duck performed dressed as a Nazi in a famed, actually Oscar-nominated anti-Nazi wartime short. Seriously. Fans began to realize that if this were true, then Fortnite now had a potential Nazi reference as an emote. And a few days after the episode aired, the emote is now disabled as Epic tries to suss this out. Right? Here we go into the end. Oh my God. See, because here, right? He said, that's why people not watching this show. they did advertise that the Superman story. Man, it's not like I'm not debating. I literally was front row at Comic-Con when he said it. He said it at Comic-Con. He said Superman leads right into this. So if you watch Superman, and then it was joking about everybody in the crowd being 18. So I'm not debating. Yo, I know that you're not saying that wrong, but I'm just saying, with any of these plebs, I'm not arguing, because I was at Comic-Con. He said it on the Hall H stage. Asked Josh Herrera. He was like, yeah, man, Superman leads right into this. And then a few seconds later, they was making jokes about everybody being 18. Lux said, this isn't the DC universe of the comics or prestigious live action. This is a parody of The Boys. Ironic, right? He said, I saw that Donald Duck cartoon in history class in high school. He said, people not watching this show because it's Basura, huh? Oh my, this is crazy. But let's finish this article up, because Epic sounds pissed. Here's the quote from Epic. Epic says, as we inquire into our partner's creative intentions in this collab emote, assuming it's not coming back, we'll issue refunds in the next few days. Yo, so they saying, look, we about to go into homie intentions. So it sounds like Fortnite probably about to be pissed at Warner Brothers. What is this going to lead to? Bruh, you tell us to put this in our game, and this is what it turns out to be? That does not sound terribly promising coming from an official Epic account. Right, Paul? Another wrinkle here is that James Gunn was famously secretive about episodes 6 through 8 of Peacemaker, which once again, I was at Comic-Con, Hall H, front row, as everybody knows, it went viral. It went viral. Right? They were literally teasing episode 6 through 8. And it was mostly him, because a whole bunch of the cast, I don't even think they had seen it yet. If I'm not mistaken. Right? Crazy. Epic no longer going to collab with WB Games in the near future. Thanks, right? Yeah, man. Looking into his intentions. They said, we want to know what homie's intentions were. They said, I need an explanation for this. What were your, hold up, let me highlight that. Are our partners' creative intentions in this collab emote? That is a very specific look. Our partners' creative intentions, putting it squarely on them. And then in this collab emote, letting them know, like, hey, this was not our thing. This was a collab that they wanted on our platform. We said, yeah, because everything is all good. And I'm sure they didn't assume that this was going to happen. Let them know, Mama Bear. Yeah. They asking one simple question.
Why?
Right? That's wild. Saying he only showed it to a few close friends. WB, no doubt, probably knew about the storyline, but would they have known every subtle thing he slipped in there? I doubt it. And I certainly doubt the Fortnite collab squad would have. Yo. Okay, let me tell you guys something. Cause I'm really fluent in this. You know what I mean? Wait, hold on 1 second. My bad. I had to take that. I had to tell the homie call me back because I had him hit me up earlier about my back. You know what I mean? I am in pain. I was like, hey, I know I told you to hit me back, but I'm live right now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he said that edgy Jimmy pistol, right? But look, let me tell y'all something, right? Because I'm really good at reading through stuff, especially all this media stuff. All right. I'm about to highlight something. All right. This part right here. WB, no doubt, probably knew about the storyline, but would they have known every subtle thing he slipped in there? I doubt it. I certainly doubt the Fortnite collab squad would have. They are telling you right here, this shit is squarely on James Gunn. For sure. He is saying, right, Paul Tassi is telling you in this little part right here that this is squarely on James Gunn. Mama Bear said, I'm sorry to hear your back isn't better. No, it is a little bit better. You know what I mean? I was just moving around a bunch today, and I'm still in a little pain, but no, it is better. Right? We are getting better each and every day, little by little. But this is very interesting because they're placing it squarely on him right here. WB, no doubt, probably knew about the storyline. Yeah, it's going to be Earth X, right? Yada, 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 right? Because they even did Earth X on the CW thing, right? With they had a spinoff cartoon or something. Was it that one, The Ray? Something like that, right? And so Earth X is not something that's foreign to the DC, person's catalog, right? But slipping a, dance in there, right? When you're also going to do that could be a problem. They did do a live action episode. They did. Yeah. And they had the guy from the cartoon playing in the live action show, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Yeah. Right? And it was Crisis on Earth X, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, so they had like a whole thing, right? multiple episodes. So, as I'm saying, Earth X is not something that's foreign to the DC, fans catalog, right? We know about Earth X. He said that was done right. No pun intended. Say, yeah, it was pretty cool, Crisis Earth X, right? Yeah. See? Not something that's foreign. We understand what Earth X is, but we're not going to be putting dances in Fortnite, though. That's going to be doing that, right? I mean, there should be a limit to what you're doing. But it don't even stop there. The famously vocal James Gunn is likely to chime in about this. So pretty much saying, hey, man, you be doing all that talking. Why don't you come explain this? Since you be doing all that talking, I'm sure at some point we gonna hear from you. Right? But he is currently defending himself against the idea that he made the Superman conflict mirror the current Israel-Gaza war, saying he wrote the script well before this most recent phase of the conflict. Wait a minute, bro. So when did you write this script? Wait, whoa. Bro, this thing been going on since what? Like, since when? Like 2020. Like, I don't know, man. This guy, bro. So we'll see if he pauses to address the dance issue. I don't know. It's hard to say for sure what the intent is here for sure. And who knows what Gunn will say. But this is a show that just had a Nazi reveal twist foreshadowed by a ton of subtle cues on the show. And then there's this Donald Duck thing. But regardless, it looks like the emote is gone for good if Epic doesn't want to take any chances. Shout out to Paul Tassi. He said real quiet now. She said they actually called it Earth X, not Earth 6. What's the MCU universe again? 616. Right? Said, nah, I thought he was bragging about playing monkey, right? He wrote the script in ancient Jerusalem time. Bro, he said, nah, man. The script, bro, I had that shit since, 2017. You're like, bro, when you working on Guardians of the Galaxy, bro? Oh, yeah, but, I'm so, He's asking all them questions. All right. Look, man. What are we doing here? Honestly, what are we doing here? Right? Like, bruh, yo, like it or not, what none of this kind of shit happening when Zack Snyder was at DC, bro. Like it or not, wasn't no damn partnerships getting canceled, bro. Wasn't no collabs getting canceled. Wasn't no Bruh, they be trying to say the Zack movies flopped, even though this one made less. Then you ask, why did this one make less? They say it's Zack Snyder's fault. Bruh, if Zack Snyder killed the DC brand like that, why did the Batman make $700 million? Why did the Batman make $700 million if Zack Snyder killed the DC brand? He said he ain't gonna say nothing. Yeah, you damn right he ain't gonna say nothing. Oh, the Fortnite thing got canceled. All right. Let him know, Mama Bear. Right. But yeah, he said the CEO of DC Studios is basically the emperor has no clothes. Crazy, bro. Bro, this brand is in the trash, bro. He said, and that movie sucked, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's the Batman is like a weird case, bro. It was incredibly boring. But it was still kind of cool. I don't know. It was cool. I don't know, man. But it's incredibly boring. I'd be falling asleep. Oh my goodness. Never mind. What are we doing here? Right? I'm pretty sure people gonna defend this. If they sitting there, I'm sure he didn't mean it. I saw people saying, oh no, it's not even anything, Bruh, it's a Donald Duck dance, bro. He said then there's this Donald Duck thing. Crazy, bro. Sorry. I don't know, man. This is getting too easy. Right? Said the Batman was massively boring. It was a step backwards if you want to make a franchise. If you're trying to twerk for Oscar bait, then it's fine. That's what it is, bro. Yes. It's like because I liked a lot of the characters outside of Batman, He said comic book movie social will always run in defense for something that doesn't deserve defending. Yo, a lot of them people ain't even real. That's why I don't even be arguing no more. Right? And shit, the only good thing about the Batman is the soundtrack and the vibe to it. Bruh, the aesthetics was on point, bro. He said the showrunner for Penguin should write and direct the Batman Part 2. I don't know about that, man. I like the Penguin up until that Gigante thing, man. I was like, bro, nah. When that whole Gigante thing happened, I was kind of done, bro. I ain't even gonna cap. You know what I mean? He said bots on top of bots. But anyway, man, I'm about to start shutting this thing on down, bro. Y'all start putting y'all last questions and comments down at the bottom. We about to do members minutes real quick. Man, that video from yesterday had crazy comments, bro. Crazy comments. that's why the homie Apex Lux came in here so heated. He like, bruh, what's up with these people sitting here trying to argue about Steppenwolf being successful? Right? Wait, hold up. Oh my god, bro. Homie really came back. You know what? I'm about to read this. You know what? That's what's gonna be members minutes. Is I'm about to just read that. I'm about to just read the homie. I'm about to just read that for members minutes because that's all that we he said if the Batman world should just be done, everything they're doing we saw in the Dark Knight trilogy. Bro, I don't know, man. I kind of want to give him one more chance. Cause look, we about to that's you know what I'm about to say? If you're bringing back Zach to do theatrical, he'll be all right. He said emo Bats was just winging it through. Crazy, bro. He said 5 short of the side. Hey, we are about to get on out of here, so y'all got until members minutes. You know what I mean? Because after members minutes is over, then it's done. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play this, and we'll be right back.
Check. They say all I care about is views. They say all I care about is views. They say all I care about is views. But what about you? What about you? Came a long way from no subs back when y'all was showing me no love, no front. I just had to take a look back, cause sometimes y'all forgot I shook that. I know they would attack cause of own issues. To be honest, I got sick and tired of feeling misused. That's why I've always played a drop for every super chat to show appreciation. Now you're fucking doing that. And just like Mikey used to bring us all together, we gotta take a minute to shout out all the members. Just so you know, you keep the fire going like embers. They say a lot, but I forgot, I don't remember. They be better. Say all I care about is views. They say all I care about is views. They say all I care about is views. But what about you? What about you?
Right. Wait. Oh, where'd this go? You want to know something funny? He said, exactly. Hey, I actually thought about this as soon as I was hitting the. That's what I was thinking about, right? He said, I'm happy for those who have time to cape raw this shit. Hello, I'm here for Zach. He said, I don't give a fuck about the universe that was stolen from Ben Affleck. Bro, literally, when I was thinking about the theatrically thing, right? It dawned on me. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, bro, he'll be all right. I'm like, he'll be all right, bro. Hey, what goes up, bro? It was all fun, bro. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to members minutes. You dig? Where we about to hold up. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? So dude actually called him out. He said, Apex, don't forget part of Steppenwolf's mission was to locate the anti-life. Wait, so y'all have to realize this. So they had a conversation like I read before in the last stream. Then he doubled back and brought it back up. So he's he said, don't forget part of Steppenwolf's mission was to locate the anti-life, and because of that, Darkseid can ready the Armada to retrieve his great prize. So it wasn't a complete failure. Give my dog Steppy some credit. He said that was not Step's mission, bro. His mission was to prepare 100,000, right? No, it was 50,000 more worlds. It was 50 and not 100. 50,000 more worlds for Darkseid's rule, to which he failed. Him stumbling upon Earth and finding the equation was a coincidence and opportunity for a W until Zack Snyder's Justice League defeated him. Anything else you'd like me to debunk? He said, nah, bro, that wasn't his only mission. If it was, according to you, then that would mean Darkseid gave up looking for the anti-life, in which I doubt he did that. Preparing worlds wasn't his only mission, and even if it was a coincidence, he was the one that found it. Bro, this is so crazy. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, this is crazy. Right? He says, you're wrong. He said he owed Darkseid more worlds because he betrayed Darkseid. He was looking for the mother boxes to terraform Earth to become apocalyptic. Bro, I'm glad he went and like really, like, you know what I mean? Put this down for the homie. Finding the equation was an accident and added bonus. You should watch the movie again. Pay attention. Don't argue with the master of this knowledge. Get back to me when you're done. That's your homework. Bruh. Look, man. That's hilarious, bro. She said, don't tease Slave versus Batfleck and give us emo bats and Pickle Rick. I'm Pickle Rick. Okay, supervisor. Part of my job was to do this, which I did. So don't fire me for not doing the other important part, right? Yo, you really was supposed to, he told him, bro. He said, we will hear your plea when you pay your debt. I almost want to play the drop, but I don't think we have 50 likes. No, we have 47. But anyway, we about to get on out of here. That's the end of members' minutes. You dig? I want to thank y'all for coming through. We will be back tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? And we will be having another fun discussion. We will see you guys again then. You gotta have a good one. Peace.